Local available use
Yes.
is more important for us. For me, I just use the local water here from the mountain.
Yeah, but using the fresh mountain water would enhance the taste. Most people around the world know about Colombian or Ethiopian coffee, but did you know that Thailand is also one of the world's top coffee producers? Also, can you guess what is the most expensive coffee in the world? I'll give you a hint. It's actually made right here in Thailand. Stick around till the end to find out. Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is like a sequel to my video called Who Are the Karen Hill Tribe? You can watch that first and then come back to this video afterwards. It will give you some insight into the Karen people here and provide you with some context about their respect to their environment. More than 9 billion kilograms or 19 billion pounds of coffee is produced annually, making it the world's second most traded commodity right behind crude oil. There are two types of coffee in the world, Arabica and Robusta. Arabica accounts for about 80% of global coffee production, while Robusta is only about a mere 20%. Robusta is generally considered a cheaper, easier to produce, as well as a lower quality bean. Thailand ranks third among coffee producing countries in Asia, with Robusta coffee making up a whopping 99%. Robusta beans are generally grown in the south of Thailand. You might wonder, with the massive demand for coffee from around the world, does that pose a threat to our environment? And the answer is a resounding yes. Let me explain. Because of the rise in consumer demands for coffee, farmers are turning into sun-grown coffee where they can harvest much more coffee per acre. But growing coffee in this way can be problematic for the environment. Commercialized coffee farms will mass produce low-quality, sun-grown coffee for lower prices per bean. This harms the surrounding ecosystem and also promotes deforestation. These full-sun coffee farms are not inherently different from monoculture farms that grow corn or soybean without rotating crops or growing multiple crops on the same land. Environmentalists strongly oppose this practice because it destroys our environment. In general, coffee should be grown under shade of trees. This is better for the environment. However, sun-grown coffee remove the natural protective barrier provided by trees, which means more chemicals are needed to prevent pests and disease.
Because of the influence of the monocrop farming is increasing,
Oh, yeah.
and then we have to look for the solution because monocropping is mostly used chemical and lose diversity of the habitat and ecological system.
Yeah.
So that's why we try to introduce coffee to farmer and also to against the monocropping.
We can help by supporting ethical and sustainable agriculture. Is there something we might be able to do? It means that we should support local communities that engage in sustainable practices, not only to preserve nature, so the profits can be used to improve people's lives and health. You guys might ask, isn't that what fair trade agreements try to accomplish? Basically, fair trade is meant to help small farmers make better wages so they can better organize and utilize their land for farming. So this counters kind of the trends towards large-scale monoculture farms. False labeling and unethical behavior have been the subject of much criticism and corruption, either intentionally or unintentionally. You can also go watch the documentary Seaspiracy on Netflix. It's pretty eye-opening, or not. So don't just simply buy products just because they have a fair trade certification. It could just be another marketing ploy. It is challenging to find true transparency and accountability nowadays. Make sure you do your own research to find out. High up in the highlands of Northern Thailand, the crisp mountain air, the abundant rainwater, rich soil combined with low humidity contributes to the best conditions for growing high quality organic coffee.
The north is Arabica,
Yeah.
but mostly growing scale is small, and harvest is mostly
Yeah.
by hand because we don't have a machine can do that. It's
Yeah.
like a growing steep mountain, and mostly tribe people we grow.
Various Arabica types are grown here, as well as the incredibly limited pink variety. Karen farmers would handpick their coffee cherries that were ready for harvesting. 3 types of processing would take place: the wet wash method, the dry method, and also the honey method. Wet. Producers wash and remove the coffee cherry, leaving only the bean to dry. This is the most common processing method. It's less time consuming and produces consistent results. Dry. The coffee cherry remains intact and the fruit dries on the bean before being hulled and milled. Dry processing has a potential to create flavorful coffee, but not without risk. Dry processing is time consuming. High humidity will create mold, thus destroying the coffee's value. Honey. Somewhere between washed and dry is the honey process. The cherry's outer peel is washed away, leaving some fruit on the bean. We call it honey because the bean becomes sticky and sweet from the drying fruit. I visited Siwak at Lazy Man Coffee. He explains a way to counter the harmful effects of monocropping is to use integrated farming, which he explains is at the core of the livelihood here
Root to the livelihood here.
and the overall way of life for Karen people.
Coffee plant is grow here about 40 years ago. For me, I just started to run the process about 10 years ago. Grow in a small scale farming from different family. We use the method of produce coffee. It's like small scale, organic integrated farming, not monoculture, mono farming.
Right.
We don't do that. We
Yeah.
have a small with the several of the local plant, fruit together.
He shows me the different types of coffee he has to offer. And I also get to try the very limited pink dry variety.
This is a red coffee, red color
Okay.
when it's ready for harvest.
Okay.
This one when it's ready, it's like became a pink color.
Pink.
We call pink dry process.
Okay.
Red dry process.
Very dry.
And pink variety coffee.
Okay.
This
yes.
is very limited.
Yeah.
You can't find,
Yeah.
so you can smell. You can try.
It's mellow, very a little bit of sweetness. It's great coffee.
For the rose one,
Yeah.
sell in Thailand.
Interestingly enough, a company in Japan was also very intrigued about the Karen people of living. You know, sometimes the story itself is as important as the coffee themselves.
Dry green bean, mostly shipped into Japan.
Also, I found it very interesting with Karen philosophy and how COVID affects so many people around the world today, but he doesn't necessarily feel the effects of it, in which I was left wondering, what is more important in life?
We mostly grow the food crop.
Yeah.
We don't depend on the market. So that's why I can feel not so much affected by the COVID. And we still have rice, we still have fruit.
You just need to slow down for the earth. All of us need to be reminded sometimes, and I'm thankful he did. If you are traveling to Thailand and have an interest in coffee, or even Karen culture for that matter, you should definitely visit and buy directly from them. Not only is it great coffee, but the money goes directly back to the Karen people. The answer to the most expensive coffee in the world is black Ivory coffee. It costs more than $500 per pound. The Black Ivory Coffee Company in Thailand makes this coffee from Arabica beans. It is similar to Kopi Luwak from Indonesia. This coffee is prepared by elephants that consume these Arabica coffee beans and break them down with their stomach acids during digestion. Only a very small number of beans are available at any given time, and prices ranging upwards of $50 for a cup of coffee. Starbucks don't have shit on this. First of all, I want to thank you for tuning in. I really hope you got something out of this. I'm a small channel and I still have a long ways to go, but I am continuing to learn and improve on my storytelling, so I really do appreciate your continued support. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you already haven't done so. Thanks. This is Al with Travel Like Water. Keep moving. Okay, so I met these local guys. They came to this coffee shop and they're also trying the coffee, but they're also drinking.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Homemade whiskey from herbs. I will try this. Strong. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine how strong this is.
Make you strong.
Yeah. Cheers.